Hi beautiful people, welcome back to my channel. In today's video we'll be learning how to make this beautiful trendy tulle dress. If this is something you like to learn, kindly keep watching and let's get right into the video. So the first thing we have to do is mark out our strategic lines. So from our shoulder to our armhole, then our bust point measurements, then our under bust measurement. You can leave that aside, but if you're doing a princess style line, you can use your under bust measurement. My waist length, my hip length, and then the length of the dress for now. So where the Ankara will be stopping, I'm taking the length. I took the length at 30 inches. So I'll be marking out all the strategic lines, and then we can then further proceed. So I'm just going to label outer lines so that we don't get confused. I have our armhole, bust point, waist, hip length, and then full length. So on our bust line, we're doing our shoulder divided by 2 inch. Then we'll mark that out. Our shoulder slope of 1 inch. Then our neckline measurement of 3 by 3. So we'll be taking our standard neckline for the front 3 by 3, and then I'll be connecting the neck width to our shoulder slope. Now get the midpoint of my armhole, and I'm going to come in by 0.75 inch for the front. So this will serve as the front armhole tightening. I'll use the barrel to mark out the difference between the back. So I've further taken out 0.5. That will serve as the back armhole. So I'll be cutting both the front and back together, or rather we're drafting the two together too. And then I'm doing my dart intake of 4 inches. So apparently I used midpoint of my armhole to get my dart leg. So now I'll be opening the dart leg by 0.5 inch. From the bust point we come down by 1 inch, and then we're connecting it to the 0.5 inches. From your waist hip line, go up by 2 inches, then you connect the dart leg this way. So around the bust, we're doing our bust divided by 4, then verse 0.5 inch allowance, then our waist divided by 4 plus our dart intake, then so around our hip, we're doing our hip divided by 4 plus 2 inches, then around the full length we will be adding hip divided by 4 plus 3 inches, so that we have like an A-like shape around that part. I'll introduce my curve ruler, and I'm going to connect it this way. And I'm also going to use my straight ruler to connect the hip line to the full length. So yeah, this is what we have for now. Now I'm going to connect my bust area to meet the midpoint of my armhole. Then I'm going to be using the blue pen to connect the back armhole tightening. So I am opening up or altering the neckline. So I used 4 inch by 4 inches for the front, and then for the back I just came down by 1 inch. So I did 4 by 1. So to this important part, you go in by 1 inch from your center front, then come down from your dart leg by 1 inch too. Then you use your French curve to connect the lines. So I'm measuring what I have from that point to that point, so I'm also going to return it to the other side of my dart leg. So I'm just trying to make my curve a bit better. So from the first curve, I'm also going to go out by 1 inch. Then from the hip line, I'm going to come down by 1 inch. Then I'm going to use my curve ruler to connect this way. Apparently just 1 inch up, 1 inch down. Sorry, 1 inch up, 1 inch in. So that was what I did. And yeah, That's all. So I'm just putting my scissors line so I know where to cut from. So the first thing I'm going to do is cut out the back neckline. Then our is literally the same. So I'm cutting out the armhole, back armhole first, because so we've used more stone to kill two birds instead of us drafting two pattern, one for the front, one for the back. So we're using this particular pattern for both the front and the back. So we're cutting out our curves now, our semicircle. So once we are done with that, once we're done cutting, we set that aside, and then we can then transfer our pattern to our fabric. The other thing I'm doing is adding my seam allowance of 2 inches to the sides. Then around the M line, I'm going to be adding 0.5 inch. So around the curve, 0.5 inch. So once we are done adding our seam allowances, we'll cut out our fabric or our pattern carefully. I think one thing I'm going to try next is hopefully cut this dress in a flare form and see the outcome. So we're going to unpin, and then we're going to set that aside, and I'm going to be using the pattern to cut now the back. So we need to add our zipper allowance around the sides, 2 inches like I did for the front. Around the curves, around the zipper side, I'm going to be using 1 inch. So I'm going to be 1 inch. Then around my waist area, I'm going to be using 1/2 inch too. Returning like my half all around. You can now cut out our pattern for the back too. So around the zipper area for the waistline, I'm going to taking out 1/2 inch so that I'm going to have like, or to prevent the zipper bulge. So I'll be cutting out the 1/2 inch down to my hip length or hip area, just smoothing that part. We set that aside, and now for the upper bodice, I'll be repeating my side seam of 2 inches. Then around my shoulder 1/2 inch, around the armhole 1/2 inch too. Sorry, my shop wasn't visible. Then the neckline for the back 1/2 inch also, and then around the zipper side, I'm going to be doing 1 inch like I did for zipper area for my front. Sorry for the skirts. So I'm going to be doing 1 inch, but I'll also still take out 1/2 inch from the waist area. So I'm going to cut out a pattern. Then we can now trim out our zipper area. Like I said, I've taken out 1/2 inch. I'm going to connect that to my bust area. Now we can then trim out the back so we can have our front pattern. trim out the neckline for the front, and then we can transfer to our fabric. Maybe adding a small allowance of 1/2 inch to the neckline, to our shoulder area, to armhole too. Then the side seams is 2 inches, and around our armhole also 0.5 inch. Cutting that out. So after cutting, just notch your that leg area. So cut out your lining too, and now we can proceed to joining our fabric. So I'll be joining the lining and fabric by the sides. For the upper bodice, the neckline, then the sides and the zipper. I've connected them now, and I've also added my darts. Now I'm going to be connecting them by the waist area. Then for the front too, I will be doing same thing. So take it to my sewing machine now to connect the waistline together. So now that we've done that, please press your fabric at interval. So now that we've joined the upper bodice to the down bodice, we can then proceed to the next thing. So now I'll be joining my back bodice to the front, and once I'm done with that, I'll set that aside. So for the nets now, I will be using 10 yards of two nets, 10 yards of two nets, then unfold. It's 60 inches in length, so I'm going to be folding it in two to have 30 inches as length, so it's going to be doubled. I don't know if it makes sense. So now I'm going to take it to my sewing machine now. So the first thing I'm going to do is pick my two nets, and I'll start gathering it around the curvy area. You need to take your time for this particular tutorial. See, just watch as I'm gathering the net, carefully gathering it around the straight part. Then I'm going to turn to gather the rest around the curvy area. Remember, I'm using double two nets for this tutorial. You can, if you have much sew in your shop or in the house, you can do 3 layers, but for this tutorial I used 2 layers by 30 inches. So I'll keep gathering my two nets around the curves till I get to the other side. At some point I felt the 10 yards of two wasn't even going to be enough, so I had to loosen some parts that was choked so I can spread them out. So I'd gotten to like the end of my two nets, so I'm just going to gather it to the end. Just carefully gather your two nets. This took me so long to do, and I dedicated like that this day for this particular dress tutorial. I had other things I was attending to, but I was also concentrating on the dress too. So we keep gathering till we get to the very end. It's not going to be easy to gather. It won't be easy, but it's doable. So once we are done with this, we'll set that aside and then we'll concentrate on so this is what it looks like without our lining for now. So for the lining, you get at least 35 inches in length for the lining you gather, then by at least your waist times 3. But I had to make do of what I have in my shawl, so I just divided my lining into 2, which is 13 inches. Please don't make the same mistake. Use at least about 39 inches for your length of your lining. So the next thing I'm going to be doing is I'll be gathering the lining this way around my waist area. So be gathering the lining around the waist area. So once we're done with that, I'll flip it now. So I've concealed the rough part of my waist, and now we'll close up the zipper for the lining neatly. So I'm just trying to figure out how to neatly close up the zipper so that we don't get to see the other side of it. So now that we're done concealing our zipper in between the lining and our fabric, we proceed to the next step. So this is what the back of our dress looks like for now. So the next thing is for us to join our shoulder neatly. So I'm going to be doing neat finishing for the shoulder, lining to lining, then fabric to fabric, and then I'll get a strip of fabric to turn the armhole. So now I've joined the shoulder. So I have a strip of fabric measuring 2.5 inch. So I'm going to be folding that, and that is what I'm going to be using to turn my armhole. Then once I turn it, I'm going to turn it to this other side, and then that will be all. So here's the outcome of the beautiful dress we just made together. So this brings us to the end of this video. If this video has been helpful, kindly please like, share, subscribe to my channel. See you next time, guys. Bye.